Hey guys, this is your girl Jaszy Mango, and welcome to the Red.
You everything a man could ever want, girl, you jazzy. You not about that drama, you loyal and classy, you jazzy. And all these other niggas shoot the shot, but you ain't having it, girl, you jazzy. And I love you to the moon and back, baby, girl, you jazzy. You everything a man could ever want, girl, you jazzy.
Now watching the Jaszy Mango Red Carpet Lounge. Make sure you sit back and relax, and we got a hot show for you today. So make sure you subscribe, and stay tuned.
Hey y'all, this is Sheewana from Fantasize Your Room. Out here chilling with my girl, Jaszy Mango. And you guys can follow me on IG, Sheewana Kerns, Fantasize Your Room, Facebook, hit me up on Twitter.
You jazzy. You everything a man could ever want, girl, you jazzy. You not about that drama, you loyal and classy, you jazzy. And all these other niggas shoot the shot, but you ain't having it, girl, you jazzy.
I'm super excited for our amazing, fabulous guest. Not only does she do one thing, she does two things. She is a triple threat, y'all, and she might be quadruple. Who are you, boo?
Hey. Hey everyone, I'm Sheewana from Fantasize Your Room. As you probably heard, you can find me on IG, Facebook, and Twitter.
Yes. So how you been, love?
I am good. I'm so happy to be here with you.
I'm so happy for you to be here. Your presence when I met you the
gosh.
first time was something that stuck with me.
Oh, amen.
And so I want to let you know that God definitely does have a divine light on your life.
Amen.
Yes.
I received that in the name of Jesus.
Thank you.
Amen.
So what made you get started with Fantasize Your Room?
Well, about 8 to 10 years ago, I started having fantasies. And I thought they were fantasies. Turns out they were visions. About putting together these packages, and I kind of suppressed it for a long time because I didn't want no one judging me or me being a woman, just like, oh, she's nasty, just the whole stereotype. So I just kind of suppressed everything down until about a year ago when he just was like, no. You know, I want you to go ahead and push this, and this is the reason why.
Right, absolutely.
You know, so the reason, the purpose was to bring more people unto him, to bring things that are broken together, and to mend what can be fixed. So
yes, I love that.
it was all good.
I like that you stepped outside of your comfort zone, especially not only you're a woman, and we're already getting stereotyped for that, but you're also married as well. So walk through this conversation that you had with your husband when you said, hey babe, I think I'm going to embark on this journey.
Well, it kind of wasn't like that, so to speak. I think I was a little still nervous to bring up some of the ideas, even with him, about it. And he was kind of game for it because once he understood the concept of what I was doing, and the reasons why I was doing it, he was okay with it. Now, is he still uncomfortable sometimes?
Absolutely, yeah, because you get in there, yeah.
We just had one just last night.
What was
getting rid of a product, and there was a gentleman there at the house, and he didn't know how to use it. Right. So I found myself actually explaining to him exactly in detail what to do. And I had to repeat myself several times with him and then bring his lady in for further instructions so that she can assist him as well. Right. So it's an open conversation, and I thank God for the discernment of people being open enough to discuss these things with me, because most people, if they meet you, they already feel kind of standoffish.
Absolutely.
Then when you bring up sex, it's really standoffish. It's very private. Right. But for some reason, God has allowed that barrier to not be in front of me to where people are open.
So have you always been a free spirit sexually? Have you experimented a lot as a child? Well, I don't want to say child, but child or a teenager. Have you been interested in videos and tapes, or have you just been interested in the human body?
What? The human body. So let's just start with the human body, and that my first love is CNA. Okay. So I'm in the nursing field, so I know a lot about the body and the anatomy, and how we work as humans and individuals. Secondly, yes, Sex has always been something that I was interested in. Have I experienced everything? No.
Okay.
Do I fantasize a lot? Yes.
Okay.
But me personally, I've only, been with 8 people my entire life.
Okay.
So one would think that with all these ideas that I'm overly seasoned.
Right, right.
Everything starts with a fantasy, and you don't have to be overly seasoned to be curious.
Now, I know people have some wild fantasies that maybe
my.
they've shared or not with you. Do you have an interesting one that you can share with us, or maybe it's one of your own?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. So I'm a big fan of bondages.
Yes.
Huge fan of bondage. And so a lot of my fantasies, a lot of the times they start out with role play.
Okay.
So role play is really huge. A lot of people don't feel like the energy to put all of the energy into role playing. They want to say, I want to role play, but they want to put all the energy into role playing.
Absolutely.
So role playing, for instance, I'll just sit there, sometimes it'll pop up, and I'll just close my eyes and I can see the whole fantasy. You come into a room, it's tinted, very conservative and contemporary. You have your candles lit. There's a bed there. I'm a big fan of utilizing everything in the room. So when I see chairs and beds and stools, all of those are tools. So I then start imagining every position on every item in the bedroom. Awesome. And then I start to envision, if I'm sitting on the chair, what bondage set I wouldn't mind being in this position. Okay. So then I start to see myself in this chair, maybe turn backwards with my hands bondage on my face or things like that, and I start to see it come to life. Then I'll go from that and I'll start visualizing like the jacuzzi and bubble baths and just the fun that you can have in there. Somebody's face being submerged underneath the water,
yes.
while I'm on top of the water. So I start just seeing these things come to pass, and then I may go from the jacuzzi, then I may go to the shower when we're toward the end and we're trying to clean up and just laughing and giggling. Then you hold a whole nother episode in the shower, or get out the shower and you're trying to dry off, and then it's a whole episode on the sink or on the toilet, or just places that you probably normally wouldn't think of. It just happens really quickly in my head, really, really quickly.
So how can someone that maybe is interested in exploring these things, that's a little bit uncomfortable, become more comfortable? Is that something that comes within, or something you can pull out of them?
If they're honest with themselves, it's something that I can help pull out of them. First of all, you have to be true to yourself. You can't have these visions and then point and call everybody else nasty or judge someone. So you have to be, true to yourself and about your fantasies. Everybody has them, so the packages are tailored for beginners, for intermediates, and for experts. And I made the full beginner packages for a lot of people who've never ever had an item to touch their body before. And I'm not, talking about items that are inserted or anything like that, just to have items from a feather duster to tools that you can use for massage, and just never had a gadget to touch them, period. So the items are tailored in that package. It's very, very small. But even then, they still have to have someone that they trust to be able to even use these small items with. Somebody who's going to help ease them into the process. But I made sure that nothing in the packages was scary. Nothing didn't seem intimidating. And everything in the beginner packages, you pretty much can set yourself free from. So even though you're in bondage, you're not in bondage. And bondage is mostly in people's minds.
Absolutely.
They have a fear of being in something that they can't get out of, and a fear of being taken advantage of.
Absolutely.
So if you're with someone that you don't have that fear with, it's a little easier to allow them to try these things with you.
So how... Because for guys, they are not as open-minded sometimes. So how, you have a couple that comes to you, and the woman and the man are both with you, or, woman and woman, man and man. And how is it that the guy can come a little bit more comfortable as far as like toys or gadgets, as you put it?
Or gadgets. Then we're gonna go to security.
Okay.
You have to be secure in who you are as a woman or a man. You have to be comfortable with who you are and to know where you stand with yourself. These items aren't here to intimidate you, to take the place of you, or anything like that. Most people, even if they do use them, they're afraid to use them in front of their partners out of fear of being judged. So, you know, it has to be a balance where he feels like a man all the time. Absolutely. So the packages aren't overwhelming to the point that he's feeling like he's lesser than, or he's not as important, you know, as what's going on. So the object is to make sure that he continues to feel like a man throughout the whole process.
Right.
And if he's open-minded and non-judgmental, and he should be able to explore these things with her, you know, or with your partner.
Right.
So that you'll get an opportunity to actually see what that person do enjoy.
Absolutely.
You know, so you have to be fair and confident. Very, very confident and safe. Not just with in your mind. You have to be safe. Because you can say that I'm okay with what you're doing.
Right.
And I'm allow you to do this to me. But if I'm not free in my mind, you still don't have me.
Absolutely.
And anyone knows that sex is not physical.
At all.
At all. It is mental.
Right.
So you have to make sure that mentally you're grabbing that person first before you can do anything.
I like that you said that, because for a lot of women, they're not being pleased because they are looking at it as a physical thing. And so emotionally or mentally, I don't know if maybe they're not with someone comfortable that they can actually explain to them what makes them feel good, or maybe they don't feel as though their partner will listen. And either or, I feel that's not the correct partner.
Right.
But I have friends of mine who have never orgasmed. And now, yes, there are medical reasons why you can't orgasm as well, but for them, it's not that. So how can a person become free? Mentally, you have to be sure that this person is the person that you're with. There are so many variables to being with someone and being free within yourself. One, you have to love and like this person and, you know, the attributes that they bring to the relationship. You have to want to be around this person all the time. This person has to make you feel good. This person has to be caring and loving on you. This person can't verbally, mentally, or physically abuse you in any way. There can be no level of disrespect. Disagreements, yes. Misunderstandings, yes. Disrespect, no. On no level, because what happens is we tend to hold on to those things, even with forgiveness. And it's so hard to get back to that spot. So
through all the love and through all the pain, I just want to let you know, baby,
I had a long damn night.
that I'm
I'm
a
not really here for all this shit.
Remember the first time when we met? You said if I ever took a fall, baby, would you have my back? I said yes, I'll have it through it all. When times are good or times are bad, it makes us stronger. That's a fact.
What's going on here, man?
I'm upset.
What it look like, man?
Make me laugh.
Yo, we got a problem?
Unbreakable love keeps us on track. It makes me wanna hold you down. Nothing else can come between us now. Yeah, hold you down to the top. We're climbing now. Yeah, hold you down. Nothing else can come between us now. Hold you down to the top. We are climbing now. When things are good or things are bad, one thing remains. When things are good or things are bad, one thing remains.